welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and on this video I'm going to talk about this amazing movie I've just received from my good friend Dave Ramsden, and I've got to tell you, this is one of the best 4Ks I have seen in a long time. Now, David got in touch with me and told David's got in touch with me and told me about this movie here. I'd never heard of it, but Dave has assured me that it's a good watch. So Dave has also put in here very generously these protective coverings, absolutely brilliant. If anybody wants to know what the zenith is of covering these things for steel books, and just special editions that fit sort of like that size, not the bigger ones don't go in, but these are the best things you can get for them. Super, super protective, absolutely amazing. Got to thank you once again, Dave. It is the 4K of Limbo. Now, David was talking about this movie. He said, "Have you seen this movie?" Now, Dave puts me in touch with a lot of great movies. I've heard some great recommendations off Dave, and he's obviously sent me some as well. Now, this one here is, I'm going to say, like a German media book. Lovely presentation in that. This one's for Andy. Let's take this shrink off. Ooh, look at that. It's good, isn't it? Different. That's a J card there. Now, what I'll do is when I check this movie out, I'll come back and I'll tell you what I think about it or what the picture quality is like on it. And look at that. Look at that. Oh, we're going here is incredible. This looks like it could be a really good 4K. Is it in black and white though? That's the thing. Actually, I hope it is in black and white, because in black and white, these movies do look incredible in 4K. If you get a good 4K on black and white, it's honestly such a great experience. Yeah. So really, really, I can't thank you enough, Dave. So thanks once again, Dave and Jill, and I'll be back in about 1 second to give you some more info on this great release. Cheers. So this movie was made in China in 2021. This is the 4K, and the 4K in here, I can tell you, this is the sharpest 4K I have ever seen. I'm not even joking about it. When you see the screenshots, you'll just be blown away by them. Now, getting back to the screenshots, when I took them, I could see through the lens on my camera that it was showing that it was like a blue hue to the picture. It's not. It's black and white. So if you see any blueness on it, just ignore that. It's just the way that my phone's taking it. The actual picture quality here is black and white. The blacks and the whites on here, they are colours, so the HDR makes a massive difference to it. And I have never seen a picture so sharp in all my life. Like I say, I mean, this is the layer of the serial killer in this movie, and you just see every nook and cranny and every little detail. I've never seen anything like it. I couldn't take my eyes off this movie. It looks sensational. Now, the reason it was shot in black and white is because the director wanted it to sort of portray the way he remembered his youth and his the sort of grubbiness of where he lived. It's not that China looks like this. He just wanted to make this area, this sort of like downtown area in China. It's more like a film noir. He wanted to make it like that because he wanted it to have this like remembrance of like where he grew up. But I imagine he's like kind of embellished it a bit. But the set, like how they've done it is just unreal. So this serial killer chops off the left hand of all his victims. So they find all his left hands, but they don't find any bodies. And they go looking for this serial killer. Now, this girl, and this is a great plot twist to this girl, how she comes into it. I can liken her performance to Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead 2, because you know how Bruce Campbell gets kind of like beasted for the full film. He gets thrown all over the place. That's how Sam Raimi wanted to sort of torture him through this movie. The same thing happens to her, and there's a reason behind it. And for the whole movie, she's getting kind of like battered, and it looks 100% real. When you're watching it, it's quite. I mean, when the people are, I don't want to say too much, or it'll get like a problem with it, YouTube. But there's a lot of violence in here. But there's a reason behind it. It's not just mindless violence, and it's just such a clever film. I do think that this movie it's strange because you see these movies from different countries and you don't know anything about them. But when you watch them, this is why I wanted to make a separate video on this, because I was so blown away by this movie. I could have talked about them, what movies I've watched in the month of, whatever month. But this, it would have been April. This, I had to do a separate video for this, mainly because of the fact it's such a good movie. I have never seen it. I've never been so invested with a movie in all my life, because I put it on after I come back from work and I thought I'll just check out about half an hour of it. Couldn't turn it off. So this girl got 4 awards for her performance, quite rightly. It's absolutely spellbinding. So getting back to this movie without telling you too much about it, when you'd see this through a sort of this policeman, he's got this way that he's trying to find a serial killer, and he's got this rookie with him. The rookie's trying to do things by the book, and this other policeman who's been affected by a circumstance. He's got no care and attention for anybody. He'll go through any ways to get people to talk to him. He's hyper violent. Obviously, the rookie doesn't understand this because he realizes that you've got to play by the book, which this fella doesn't. But he doesn't do it. He doesn't play by the rules for a reason, and he's got there's the sort of the relationship between this girl and the aged cop is fascinating as well. The rookie cop, obviously he's and it's got without I want to talk about this more than I can, because if I do I'll get loads of plot twists out for you. Everywhere you go it's just full of trash, but you can see every detail, every nook and cranny. It's much better in black and white. I don't think I would have the same effect on us if I'd watched it in colour. Something about this movie and the way they've done it. I don't know if some of it's done with CGI. Some of the buildings look like CGI. I mean, they don't look like CGI, but you think, how on earth can they get a building like that in this day and age? But it's like, I tell you what it reminds me of as well. It reminds me of Koyaanisqatsi, the one where you go looking around all the buildings and stuff like that. This movie could be like one of them, because I know that the fourth Koyaanisqatsi movie, sort of Visitors, that was filmed in black and white as well. So for me, like I say, the picture quality, like I say, I'm going to put some screenshots up here. If you see any with blue tinges on, just ignore the blue tinges. You'll see some with black and white. Like I say, the sharpness is unreal. When I was watching this movie, I was amazed by the camera angles, the way that the shots were set up. They were just second to none. It's amazing how you can get these movies from a different country. You don't know anything about them, and then all of a sudden they're here, and you think, right, I'll give this a shot, expecting it to be a decent movie because it gets some great movies from Hong Kong and Korea and Japan. You get some amazing cinema there. But this one here, it was leaps and bounds above anything I've seen recently. I don't really see that many brand new films from across, in Asia, but this one here, I'm really interested to see if this fella has done anything like this. And I don't think he's done any black and white ones, but he done this one. He filmed this, I think, for more make it like a film noir, although it's set in modern times. Like I say, it is hyper violent. This has got some outlandish go in it, and it looks so realistic as well. I mean, this place where this serial killer is, and there's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. And you see the fella, and he's not really. There's nothing really strange about him, but he looks so like really odd, and he looks as if he could be like that in real life. And I think that's a great testament to the person who's playing the serial killer. When you look at them, you think he looks like he would do that in real life. So I just wanted to make a dedicated video to this. If you want to see one of the best, well, I think the best looking 4K black and white movie that I've ever seen and probably ever will see, do go and track this movie down. You do get the Blu-ray on here as well. The Blu-ray does look quite good, actually. It looks quite fantastic. So if you haven't got 4K capability and you find the Blu-ray would look sensational as well. But give this movie, if you're in for like a movie that's to do with serial killers, like reminds us of Seven because it's always raining as well. It must have been horrendous to shoot this movie because they're always absolutely drenched wherever they go. It couldn't have been very comfortable, especially for this girl. It's so realistic as well because when the fights are going on, she really gets a clattering, and it looks like 100% real, like full contact, and it's quite weird to watch, but it adds to the whole like barbaric nature of this movie. But it actually is such a wonderful watch. I'm using words I don't usually use because I'm gushing about this movie. Now it goes, and I'm not going to tell you anything about the ending, but I tell you what, the ending here is absolutely sensational. it was brilliant because I did think, how on earth can they finish this movie? And they finished it in a great way, in a great way. I tell you what, the ending was. I was talking to Dave about the ending. I said the ending is just, absolutely brilliant. So I've got to. I don't usually do this, but I would say I would give this a definite 9.5 out of 10. Easy, easy, a 10 out of 10. I could put this on and watch this. Now you get two hits from this movie. The movie is absolutely brilliant. You do get great performances, but it looks and sounds sensational as well. It's got 5.1 surround sound, and actually the music in here as well. It's like church music. It's like hymn and choir singing, but it adds to the whole nature of this movie. Everything about this movie is flawless to me, and I just can't wait to see some more stuff to do with this director. And if he ever did, I don't know if there would ever be sequels to this movie, but if he ever did anything to do with this movie or along these lines, I'll be straight there with this. So I want to thank Dave and Jill one more time for giving me the chance to watch this amazing film, which is probably going to be one of, in definitely my top three films of this year, even though we just started this year. I can't recommend this movie highly enough. It is definitely the best ever black and white movie on 4K I've ever seen and probably ever will be. So, thanks for watching, especially you, Dave and Jill, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.